Hey everyone, welcome back to Quinn's Cars. Today we have an exciting episode about 2025 and looking back at this entire year and the whole journey of Quinn's Cars with you guys as viewers. And I'd like to take a moment to do a little bit of like an awards ceremony for different types of vehicles for different types of purposes. I will say the inspiration for this type of video comes from someone that I've watched forever, Doug DeMuro. And if you're watching this channel, you probably know Doug DeMuro and you've probably watched Doug DeMuro for years and years, just like I have. But I thought this journey of starting a YouTube channel and driving cars that I normally would not get to drive, why not come up with my own list of cars that deserve recognition for certain things? That being said, this is the first ever 2025 Quinn's Cars Awards of the Year. So this list is going to be based off of vehicles that I've reviewed and what awards I would give out based off of the cars that I've reviewed this year. That being said, the first Quinn's Car Award is the Most Reliable Vehicle Award, and that one goes to the 2013 Toyota Camry. Now, this probably doesn't come as a shock to a lot of people, but the 2013 Camry, especially in comparison to every vehicle that I've reviewed up until this point, is by far the most reliable vehicle. And when I say that, I mean, the Toyota Camry's been around for 40 plus years. And it's one of those vehicles that, because it has that Toyota name and that Toyota history, it has also the engineering behind it that gives you that confidence that you know that 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine will last 200,000 plus miles. I've seen several examples with 300,000 plus miles. But the beautiful thing is, if you do require maintenance on this vehicle, it is plentiful as far as parts go and very, very cheap. Tires are cheap, brake pads are cheap, fluids are cheap, oil's cheap, and while all of these factors of ownership are cheap, the vehicle doesn't feel cheap. It's nice looking, it has a very sporty look, and with almost 180 horsepower, it gives you something that is a little bit sporty and has enough power to get around town and not feel sluggish, but is also going to last you the test of time. The 2013 Camry is such a great car overall, but definitely the most reliable by far of any vehicle that I've reviewed this last year, and that award is well deserved for the 2013 Toyota Camry. Now, the second Quinn's Cars Award is for the best budget vehicle. That vehicle being the 2020 Hyundai Ioniq Hybrid. Now, I know what you're thinking, Hyundai, why would you mention that in the scope of all the vehicles that you have reviewed? The reason being is that specifically with this Hyundai has had issues in the past, and they still have some issues with software and this and that, nuisances. But what you gotta understand is, with a vehicle like this 2020 Hyundai Ioniq Hybrid, especially this one being the SEL trim level, it is highly competitive, if not a better option than the Toyota Prius. It's known for its reliability, cheap costs, and not necessarily known for performance. These are both the Prius and the Hyundai Ioniq are both slow vehicles, but that's why I wanted this award to be separated from the reliability category, is because when you're looking solely focused on budget, it doesn't get better than this Hyundai Ioniq Hybrid. And the reason I say that is because if you're comparing it to the closest competitor that it has, which would be that Toyota Prius, as far as a budget vehicle that is not only inexpensive, but will also last you a long time and be cheap in maintenance, the Toyota Prius will last you a very long time, yes, but you're paying for that Prius name. When you start out buying a Toyota Prius, especially a 2020 and a higher trim level, the Prius is going to be around $10,000 more than the Hyundai Ioniq. So it leaves the question of, when you have 58 miles per gallon combined with the Hyundai Ioniq, which is insane. I mean, truly, that is modern MPG class numbers, like 2025, 2026 numbers. When you have MPGs to that level and you have solid styling with the Hyundai Ioniq, honestly, really nice materials. You have this hammered metal look on the wheels. You have nice lighting, both with the chevron lighting in the back and this kind of split, divided, cube design in the front. The interior has these metallic materials that are really nice. The screen is in the center, very nice looking, very easy to use. It begs the question, are the nuisances of software or maybe not lasting 50,000 miles more than a Toyota Prius, is that worth $10,000? I think for your money, the 2020 Hyundai Ioniq Hybrid, the one that I reviewed, is gonna be best budget of the year. When you can pick one up for around 16 grand and have a modern vehicle with 58 MPGs, nice paint, nice design, nice materials, nice speakers, it's a win on all accounts. So with SUVs and crossovers being such a popular category amongst consumers and really buyers trying to get the best bang for their buck, this next Quinn's Cars Award goes to Best SUV or Crossover of the Year. That award has to go to 2024 Buick Envista ST. And I have to agree with my audience in the sense that that was the SUV of the year. And the reason I say that is Buick has been not only coming up in reliability, because like Hyundai, they have had not so great of a reputation. The Buick Envista, while it hasn't had the time to stand the test of time, if you're trying to get an SUV that is reliable, decently reliable, that has cheap parts, that is beautiful, and this vehicle truly is beautiful, that is user-friendly, has cargo space, really nice materials. I mean, when you start adding it up, it starts to become very clear that the 2024 Buick Envista is beating its competitors. Less than $30,000 for any vehicle these days is shocking. But when you look at this vehicle and you look at the design and the attention to detail, the user-friendliness of it, and it truly is a beautifully crafted vehicle from the outside in. On the outside, you have these beautiful black glossy wheels that I noticed. You have these LED daytime running lights that are these thin futuristic bands. And on the back, you have those bands represented as well. You have little details in the side paneling that they did not have to do. Again, just attention to detail and trying to pack as big a punch for the consumer that they possibly could. You get inside and the materials are incredible. There's gloss blacks, there's metallic materials, there's these beautiful leather seats with this blue stitching. This steering wheel beats Honda and Toyota out of the water, not even close in my opinion. I gotta say, Honda and Toyota make the ugliest steering wheels like in the car industry, and I don't understand why. This leather wrapped steering wheel with this beautiful, elegant Buick logo just looks incredible. It looks like you're driving something that, in all honesty, looks like it's $70,000, truly. And design and price aside, you can also love it for its practicality and efficiency with MPGs. You get 30 MPGs, you get decent cargo space, you also get tech that is very responsive. I have driven much more expensive vehicles with much less responsive tech. And granted, that may be because it's more performance focused, this or that, but again, you have to give Buick credit in the sense of when you press something, it instantly responds. And in the day and age of 2024, 2025, there are some brands that cannot say that. And when you're using something like the tech interface of your vehicle every single day, that stuff matters. So yeah, absolutely. SUV/crossover of the year. Quinn's Cars Award definitely goes to the 2024 Buick Envista. Our next Quinn's Cars Award is the most exciting sports car of the year. And this one, if you have been watching my channel, should be painfully obvious. It is the Ferrari 296 GTB. That experience was one of the biggest experiences of my lifetime. And I say that with no over-exaggeration, no hyperbole. It truly was It truly was like someone strapped a rocket to my back and sent me down a street in South Carolina. Not only is the engineering so important, which we'll get to in just a second, but first we got to talk about the design. When you talk about excitement, you talk about what is that initial feeling that you get when you look at this vehicle. Starting off with the initial first impressions of the Ferrari 296 GTB, it is truly an incredible work of art to look at. I mean, it looks genuinely like it was sculpted by a Renaissance artist. And the crazy part about vehicles like this is not only is it sculpted to perfection, but it also is sculpted with a purpose. There are slots for air cooling in the front that cool the brakes. There is a roof spoiler that is kind of hidden and is built into the design of the roof. There's an active wing spoiler that sits flush to the back. And on top of all of that, you have this design that has these incredible curves in the back fender flares. It has this very thin, sloped, tapered hood that has these headlights that not only have this really amazing kind of cubed look, but also has this dash of daytime running light, and right below has this hidden Easter egg element of also another cooling air intake area that again cools the brakes. And that's where the engineering comes in. 819 horsepower. Okay, so imagine approximately 4 times the power of your daily driver. It's hard to put into words kind of how it feels, because of course when you step on the accelerator you can feel the pressure, the g-force of the vehicle trying to pull you back into the seat. You can feel the instant torque when you press on the pedal because it has that engagement of the hybrid system with the V6 mixed with the electric power, so you have that instant torque from the electric and then followed through with that monster V6. It really has this experience so intense and so visceral, not only with the handling being so razor sharp, but also the sound. It has this incredible grip when you're going around corners. It has this incredible acceleration. I could talk about this vehicle for hours and hours and hours, but this Ferrari specifically, I feel like is the future of engineering and the future of Ferrari. I understand why people don't want V8s to go away, and especially with their insane cars, the V12s, as the engines start to shrink, people are more hesitant to believe in the excitement and the magic. This Ferrari deserves so many more awards than just this one, but if I had to break it down in just the most exciting sports car or vehicle of this year, it is the Ferrari 296 GTB. Beautiful, mind-blowingly fast, and the future of engineering. All right, so the last award of 2025 for Quinn's Cars is the Design of the Year award. Now, it was very, very difficult to not also select the Ferrari 296 GTB for this award as well. But the point of these awards is to give one award per car, so putting that aside and understanding that, let's be honest, it also wins that award, the next best Design of the Year goes to the 2018 Audi S5 Prestige. The design of Audis in general, but this particular Audi, has a perfect mixture of aggression and luxury. And the reason that's so perfect for design is if you have a little bit too much of either one, it can start to get a little bit stale after a while. I've had vehicles that feel really aggressive and vehicles that feel really luxurious. And both of them, there are times where you wish you maybe had one or the other. There's always that kind of like grass is greener feel when you have too much of one end of the spectrum. I described this Audi S5 as the Goldilocks of the cars that it competes with, because it has that perfect design of feeling super luxurious, but understanding that you're driving something that is powerful. The exterior has very nice daytime running lights. Again, very sleek, very modern. A lot of vehicles are going in this thin is futuristic theme, and that definitely is represented in this vehicle. But especially with the top down, it almost has a classic look where it feels very thin, almost like you're an arrow driving through the wind. You have these pinched body lines on the hood. You have these body lines that run from essentially the fenders, the front fenders, all the way back to the rear taillights. The taillights look incredible as well. The wheels are not over designed. It kind of has this really nice star shape that makes it to where when you're driving down the road, you can still see kind of the spokes as they go by. I think the reason that this Audi S5 takes the award home is the interior of this vehicle. These seats are my favorite seats that I have ever seen of any car, whether that be in person or in picture. They are so absolutely beautiful. The quilted Napa leather, it almost has like a vivid red, but kind of a faded red, where when you get inside, you're greeted with metals, carbon fiber, Alcantara, beautiful red leather stitching accents that match the red leather. It just feels like you're in a jewelry box of whatever materials you could pick. I could go on for days about these seats. I mean, truly, they're so beautiful that I feel like I could literally just pop one out of the car and put it in a glass box with a spotlight on it. Like, it's just so incredible, and they didn't have to go that hard with the seats, but it makes it feel like when you're looking at the steering wheel, you're looking at this beautiful carbon fiber metal, and then you see Alcantara on the door. You're sitting in this beautiful quilted red, like you're just wrapped in luxury, but also it feels very serious. It gives it almost like a racing feel, but also like a, we thought of everything. The 2018 Audi S5 deserves this award, hands down. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. I couldn't have done any of this if you guys weren't watching. I appreciate all the comments, all the likes, all the shares. I really appreciate you guys, and I am really excited for what this next year will bring and how I'm gonna level up these next awards for next year and bring an even crazier list for the Quinns Cars Award for 2026. But that concludes the 2025 awards. Let me know what you guys thought of the cars that I reviewed, and if you agree with the list that I came up with, or what were your 2025 cars of the year. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, do all those things. Thank you as always, guys. Bye.